Hello, mortals! I am the BookTube Goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube. Episode 11 was fire in more ways than one. If you haven't seen the episode yet, go watch it right now, because if you keep watching me, you will be seeing spoilers. This was also one of the longest episodes, and I had to watch it in 2 shifts because I started fading watching it on Twitch, and it clocks in at over 5 hours, which I guess makes up for the shorter episode last week. We get so much information in this episode, and so much happens, so much, but it all starts with combat. Remember, I said last episode was setting up for combat this episode. Thankfully, I was right, because we got an awesome combat. I was a little worried at first because it was started with a drawn out conversation, and I was wondering if they were going to talk their way out once again, but no. We finally got the battle we were waiting for. Last we left the party, they had just found Gurge, the friend of Chetney, who they had been tracking and who we now know is a werewolf. Gurge is being held captive in the laboratory of Oryma, who most definitely is the Nightmare King, which is some type of fae creature who is presumably doing experiments on those with curses. Now, this is a low-level party. Remember, they're all just around 4th level. So they definitely seemed outclassed and outgunned by the Nightmare King. But the party outnumbers the Nightmare King. And as with every D&D game, numbers count. The Nightmare King first tries to even the odds by dropping a blue crystal on the floor, which breaks apart and releases some sort of energy, which animates the furniture. We can only guess that this is a callback all the way back to the first episode, where animated furniture emerged from a crate that had been accidentally dropped on the street. So I think we can assume that whatever the blue crystal was, it was being smuggled in crates, and which is of course a callback to the smuggling operation going on somewhere in Drusar. The highlight of the battle was Chetney revealing that he too is a werewolf.
And as I walk, I look up at him and I say, "Boy, I bet you think you're real scary. You think Gurge has a gift." Wait till you get a load of me. My shoulder pops out, my back cracks. You see these claws start to crawl out of his fingers, and as they do, the blood drips out of them, and fire comes off of them, and he goes, "I lied," and swipes right into Oryma.
Now, I got a comment on one of my earlier videos that there was some speculation that Chetney was not what he seemed to be because he was like sniffing, but that all completely went over my head. So I was taken by complete surprise, and I loved the transformation, and I hope this means that Chetney is not a throwaway character and that he is here to stay, because he is awesome. And I especially like the voice transformation from little old gnome to baritone werewolf. It's all chef's kiss. Speaking of kisses, give me one by giving this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Another highlight of the battle involved death saving throws. If you don't know the mechanics, if you go below 0 hit points, you have to make a saving throw every round. Once you make 3 fails, you permanently die. Well, as much as you can die in D&D. And 3 successes means you stabilize. But apparently a natural 20 on the first saving throw means you come back to consciousness at 1 hit point. Full disclosure, I never played by these rules, But I think it is awesome. I really like this mechanic. In the old days, it was if you go negative below your constitution, you die. Also, if you were resurrected or something, you lost a constitution point. And if you got to 0 constitutions, you became a lich or some type of undead. We played by maybe house rules. I don't remember, but it was pretty harsh. But the point here is that it is so rare that you would roll a natural 20 on your very first roll, and this happened twice. Once to Dorian and once to Oryma, and it's pretty sweet when they both rolled a 20. I mean, what are the odds?
To make a melee attack against you, Dorian. Oh, fuck. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
You take 11 points of piercing damage and 3 points of necrotic.
And just like that, as if you picked the perfect number from the air,
Oh no.
I'm out like a light, baby.
Our 2 healers are down. Shit.
Spins a bit, looks down at the turtle, looks at the unconscious blue boy on the ground, glances back to you and goes, "You're next, my friend.
No.
Unless you'd like to volunteer."
I'm good.
That is going to go ahead and finish Imogen's turn. Now it's Dorian's go. I need you to make a death saving throw.
A death saving throw!
10 or
Come on,
above.
come on.
10 or
What?
above.
Don't
10 up.
fail!
It's a natural 20.
Yeah.
Wait.
Ooh, that's good.
You get a hit point, you come back to consciousness. That's some luck.
That is awesome. That is beautiful.
I only speak the truth.
So
I only speak the truth.
What happens now?
So I'm just gonna double check because I believe
I think that
whenever
means we
you
just
start
won.
your turn
That
with 0
means
hit
we won.
points.
Yeah.
It's the start of your turn, you make it. So you are 1 hit point, you're conscious, you're on the ground, but you still get your turn.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
Addresses you, and then without even looking over towards Oryma, just kind of rakes his claws in your direction. It's a natural 20.
Oh, I gotta be down. I mean, roll for damage, but I'm really low.
Yeah, there's no.
Yeah, I'm down.
Well, there's 11 points of damage.
Down.
Okay. He rolled really low, but
I was at 9.
okay, yeah, that'll do it. So with that strike, you just hear the yelp and pain as Oryma crumples unconscious to the floor. From your perspective, you can now see, kind of just based in the shadow there, 2 of your party members on the ground. You have no idea where FCG went. And the
This is going really badly.
figure is beginning to turn around now with a big smile that just curls back, threatening to crack the head in half as you watch it kind of just, the edges of the smile begin to just expand further and further back, almost reaching the holes of the ears, like a trap.
Okay, I'm up.
All right. So with that, Oryma, make a death save.
Natural 20.
No fucking way! Are you serious? 20! 20! That is insane!
Come on! Come the fuck
Take a picture of that shit. That is nuts!
Oh, that's karma. Let's go.
I
What's
love
your heart
this.
rate, you son of a bitch?
The battle ended with the Nightmare King running away, which is not a very satisfying conclusion because you want to see the enemy defeated. But it does mean we will see him again. Just before he leaves, he flips a switch on his machine, which ultimately blows up the entire moon tower. The party just escapes, grabbing whatever they can. Now, you may think that this combat would have taken up the bulk of the episode, but you would be wrong. There's actually a point where I thought we might be getting a second combat in the same episode, but we didn't get that. But what we do get is a lot of story development. First of all, when the party regroups at the Lantern Spire, we find out from Gurge that he used to be a monster hunter until he was turned into a werewolf. Chetney reveals that he was bitten as well and sought Gurge out to teach him how to control his lycanthropy. Gurge is going to leave town because he's had enough of all this, but tells Chetney that he should get in touch with Ajit Dayal, who could direct him to find the Gorgonai group who practice blood magic, which could help him control his lycanthropy. So Chetney gets another side quest. The party then discovers that some of the items they took were papers that Laudna swiped that had writing on it, but now they're all blank. And so that's another mystery and leads them to just another dead end.
Well, I have all these papers. I start laying out all the papers.
That looks like a tomorrow problem.
They are blank.
We just scooped up blank paper?
Were they blank in
But
the
you
room?
said that there was papers with like weird writing on it that we couldn't
Yeah,
understand.
they weren't blank when you picked them up, but they're blank.
What if we hold them
What
up
do
to
we
the
do?
window next to the moon or something?
You're underground.
Oh, wait, though. Eyes of the Runekeeper.
Ooh, what is that?
Okay. They're still blank. Fuck. You can read anything that you can see. There's nothing on these paper.
Wait, I've heard about, like, invisible ink and stuff. We should try, like, a reagent in heat. Do we have any lemons?
I'm just gonna breathe
on it. Yeah.
Yeah, like national treasure.
No particular effect.
Yeah.
Let me see one really quickly. Let me just see one. I'm just gonna tear a corner.
It tears.
You can it's not magical.
Handful of fire, right?
So the party is now once again without any direction. I do really appreciate Fresh Cut Grass, who gave us a nice little summary of things that they could be doing.
Can I just run down a couple of to-do list items so we all know like what
I'm so glad you're here, FCG, to keep track.
Okay, the ball. Remind me why we need to go there again.
Because it seems like we could dress up.
But was there another purpose for it? All right.
Oh. It was to maybe meet people from the Shandy Quorum.
Yes.
Right?
To be introduced to society.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, the ball. Mission for Jana Hexam?
Jana.
Jana Hexam? Okay, that's on the to-do. Check in with Pretty.
I mean,
That's a later
that's
thing.
We can
whenever,
do that.
You know, give him some time.
I don't
give him
know
some
if we
time.
need to even,
What about you, Orm?
Well, I'm just on a fact-finding mission, and I just need to speak to this man Bruscio.
And then there's Imogen. She needs to go to the Starlight Conservatory
Yes, I do.
and could also do that today.
What else is on our list?
Well, maybe find Armand, Ira,
Ajit. You should add
Yeah.
Ajit, or
Dial.
finding his
Yeah,
the
Ajit Dial.
the people who can help him
I don't know.
control his inner angers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Ajit Dial will lead us to them.
Sure. But then there's also the bad guys too. You know, there's Nightmare King.
Yeah, Nightmare King and Armand.
They do go back to Lord Esteros for guidance and to report what's happened. And we do get 2 leads to 2 of the major subplots, Imogen's and Orum's. For Orym, we finally get to meet Oshad Breshio. I know it's wrong. I thought he was going to be Travis's main character way back when. I was wrong, I admit it. But he turns out, I guess, just to be a fairly minor character. Now, if you recall, Orym was sent to Drusar to find information about an attack on the Ashtari, and he was sent on this mission by the Ashtari leader, Calith. And if you don't know, Calith was Marissa Meyer's character in the Vox Machina campaign, which is the nice callback and prompts a funny little exchange.
we got to meet the voice of the Tempest.
Does she go by like the voice? Is that what you call her?
I think. Well, her name is Keyleth. She is the voice of the Tempest.
Oh, I see.
She sounds unfathomably awesome.
I don't know. She said that she like tripled in size and beat these guys up. She sounds kind of violent. People say love.
I mean, but that's powerful, very powerful.
Very animatable.
And attractive.
Funny sometimes too. But
Oshad reveals that the attack involved masked figures who murdered the Loomis twins who he was trying to protect. and then the masked figures melted into sludge. So this sounds similar to their encounter with Dugar, who was all slimy and mutated. And we know the Nightmare King is doing experiments to twist nature. Is he responsible for all these mutations? And was he behind the attack on the Ashari? We know that he is some sort of dark fae creature and may have some sort of vendetta or secret agenda that we just don't know about. He certainly recognized Fern's last name, Calloway, and Fern being from the Feywild. And by the way, what is it with the Calloways?
You are a Calloway.
Most interesting to me was Oshad telling Orim that the attack that he encountered was near Heartmoor. Remember, a couple episodes back, I had talked about Magician's Choice, where the DM points clues to the same place. Now we've heard about the Heartmoor twice. Ashton's contact has a job there, and now Orim has a lead there for more information. Guess where I think we're going to be going in the next episode? But we're not done yet. Lord Eshros gives Imogen a letter that gets her into the Starpoint Conservatory. So we get more information on the Imogen subplot. Once again, I've been wrong. I thought the main point of wanting to go to the library was to research how to free Laudna from Delilah, but no. Imogen reveals she's been having nightmares of a red storm, after which she gained these psychic powers, and she finds a theory that this happens every 30 years during some solstice event, and that she may be touched by a demonic force. She also learns that this happens to others. Then we get the final plot twist.
A list of names seems to accompany the study, marked as contributors or subjects. Among the names, one stands out to you. Liliana Timmelt, your mother. There also appears to be more pages to this study, but they have been torn from the binding.
There are a lot of hanging threads to this storyline at this point. My guess is we'll go to the Heartmoor next. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Until we meet again, may all the books you read and the campaigns you play in be blessed.